Hello friends, so this is our day 4 for solving Leetcode daily challenge. So let's look at today's problem. Okay, so you are given a tree, connected graph consisting of n nodes numbered 0 to n minus 1 and exactly n minus 1 edges. The root of the tree is node 0. Each node has a label with its lowercase character in a string levels. The edges are array is given on the form edges I equal to ai bi. ai bi has an edge, this edge I. Okay, so to return an array of size n where answer I is the number of nodes in the subtree of the ith node which have the same level as node I. Okay, let's understand the question using this example. So what the question is saying is that suppose I have this graph. Okay, sorry. Here each node has a label. Okay, so here is level A, here is a level B, here is a level A, here is T, here is E, here is C, here is T. Okay, so what we have to do, suppose for this node it has no children, right? So its level is D, it has no children, so I have to return an array of size this graph size 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 where this node, for this node it has no children, so its level is matching with how many subtree levels. There is no subtree, so this level is actually matching with none. So this one only, this is the one level up to this. Okay, so up to this level D is the only level. There is no another D in its subtree because it has no children. So I will put 1 in the place of 4. 0 1 2 3 4. Here I will put 1 for this node. Also same, it has no children, so up to this there is only one level which is C. There is no other level which is C, right? We have to place here the frequency of that level. Okay, so for fifth node I have 1 also, but for this node here is B and its children does not have any B. So for up to this, for this subtree, for this subtree or tree, frequency of B is 1. So my 1th node will be 1. Okay, now check this. So here similarly it will be for third node it will be 1, for sixth node it will be 1, right? For this node also A is the only one, only A here. Below this node there are no A. Okay, so there is only one A, so frequency of A is only 1 up to this. Okay, so I will place in space of, I will place 1 here. Now for this thing, here is an A. Okay, here is an A, right? And here is an A. So up to this, when I'm checking up to this, I will check that if this node's level is matching with any other node's level or not. If it matches, then I will calculate the frequency of this level and place it in the 0th index of the array answer. Okay, so I have to match that I am checking up to this, right? So for this node the level is A, so I have to check how many A's are there in its subtrees, including this. Okay, so there are 1 and 2. Up to this there are 1 and 2A. Okay, subtree means here you have to include the root node also, or the node of which you are just calculating the subtree. So I will place 2 here. So this is the answer. So this I have to return. Okay, see, this is the answer. Okay, now see how to solve this. So what we will do, I will create an integer array. I will create an integer array of size 26, where in 0th index I will store the frequency of A. Frequency of A. In 1th index I will store frequency of B. In 2nd index I will store frequency of C. And for similarly for the 25th index I will store frequency of Z. Okay. So this will be my array. So for each stage I will create a new array. So let me tell you what I will do. Okay, so you understand what is my this array. Okay, let's keep this in side. Okay, so I will start from here actually. Okay, so I will do my things in post order, because I have to check the frequency from below to top, right? So I have to do post order. As in post order only, it does the operation in bottom to top. See, this is doing bottom to top. This is going like pre-order. These are pre-order. Now in order, then post order, right? In order, pre-order, in order, post order. So in post order only it goes like bottom to top. See, I'm just writing like this. Here is my post order. 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 So see, to calculate from bottom to top, I have to do post order thing. So what I'm gonna do, I will just do post order. Okay. Now, see, so I will call the DFS function. So my answer will be traveling like this. Okay. So to travel like this, I have to do depth first search. Okay. So, and if I travel like this, then this, it is breadth first search. Okay. So I will do a depth first search, and the function will come here. When coming back from here, I will create an integer array of this. Let me call it A to Z array, A to Z array. So I will call it A to Z array and store the frequency of D up to this. What is the frequency of D here? Only 1. So I will store 1 here and return this array. Okay. Now it got returned to it. Now we will check this part. Here is also, I will create A to Z array and I will store the frequency of C, which is 1. Right? I will do that part here. Now here also I have a to Z array, and after getting this to A to Z array, I will update this A to Z array. Okay, I will update this A to Z array. So in this array, frequency of D is 1. In this array, frequency of C is 1. And my this array, for this part, I will separately do the frequency of B as my previous frequency of B plus plus. Okay, so let's not come into that part now. So what you will do? So first, I am creating this A to Z array for this part. I will return this. Similarly, for this A to Z array, I will store the frequency of C and return this. After that, here is an also A to Z array. I will update the frequency of D and C here, or you can say I will update my this array. Now forget about this. I will update my this array by incrementing the frequencies that I get from here and here. So when I will code, you will understand. So here frequency of D is 1, here frequency of C is 1, and here nothing is done yet. Okay, so here frequency of D is 0, C is 0, and B is also 0. So first, getting D equal to, so frequency of D equal to 1, I will update this to 1. Getting C equal to 1 from this array, I will update this into 1. This is the array of this node, okay. And this array belongs to here, this array belongs to here, and this array belongs to here. So after getting these two array, I will update this array. That is my array. After getting the array from my children, I will update my array. By how? So I will update frequency of D by 1, C by 1, and at last I will update my frequency by 1, as B, no B are there, right? So my update my frequency B as 1. So it will be 1. I will give this array. So this array becomes frequency of D is 1, C is 1, and B is 1. So let me write like this. Now similarly for this part, it gives an array where frequency of E is 1. It gives an array where frequency of D is 1. Now it goes like this. Now this, here is an array also, A to Z array. It will update its elements by, so my frequency of A will be 1, frequency of E will be 1, and frequency of D will be 1. So from here, from left side I got this part, from right side I got this part. I will update my thing. So frequency of A will be my previous frequency. So I will updating this, okay, not creating a new array. I am creating a new array, but I will update my values. They are all 0. I am updating the values by checking. Here is an array, and here is an array also. Here is an A also, sorry. Here is an A also, right? So what I am telling, it sends its array, and it also sends its array. Okay. Here, let me write like this: 0 to A, B1 to A, 4D, C5, 3E, 16. So this part and this part. So this part gives an array of frequency of D1, C1, B1, and this part gives frequency of D1, A1, and E1. So here is an array. So it will update the frequency of D by 1. See, here is that frequency of D is 1, here is frequency of D is 1. Right? So nothing to do here. So and C is also 1, B is also 1, and A, now focus on the A part. A will be updated because here is an A, here is an A also. So we will update A to 2, and E is 1. So this will be my updated value. Okay. Okay. All right. Now let's code and then see how it's going actually. Okay. So first I have to just solve the basic graph thing. Create a graph. The graph is not given. I have to create a graph that I have told in the previous problem also. You can see that array list of integer array equal to new array of n. to assign the array lists. This is a basic thing. Okay. I have given the thing in an ages form. I am just uh, creating a graph from them. Okay. Now so I will do what? I will put graph value 0 at index value 0. I will add value 1. This thing I have told you in my previous videos, just previous video actually, of Leetcode, and I will add graph value 1. At graph value 1 I will add value 0. So I am done. Now the graph is ready. So I will just call my DFS, right? So for root node, the previous node is -1 as there is no previous node, and root node is 0, and there is my graph, and there is my level string. So levels are given by the string. Okay. Suppose for at 0th node, so at 0th position there is 2. So sorry, so this is the level string. So 0th position there is A, so 0 is labeled with A. 1 position there is B, so 1 is labeled with B, like this. Okay. So I am just creating another thing here, which is my, suppose, array, ARR array, and what will I do is I will create the thing here, and then let me so my DFS function will return array here. Okay, it is storing the previous thing, current thing, and array list thing, graph thing. Okay, and the string. Is here. Okay, then the basic DFS code, which is this traversing for graph of current, and if my value is not equal to previous, then I will go further, or I will call my result as my DFS. I will give current value, graph, and my labels string, and then I am updating by an array, which I will create here. Here is the A to Z array. Okay, so let me call it A to Z array. A to Z array. So it's like new int 26. As there are 26 letters in alphabets, right? A B C D E F G H, like this. So I will update my A to Z array here. To Z array, I will be plus equal to result I. Okay. Then I will update my original array current element as let's do one thing. Let me first let me first find the equivalent character value, which is what, which is labels dot caret current minus 0, and then I'm just a to z array. I'm just incrementing the value, okay, and I will place here a to z array, this equivalent character value, and I will return a to z array. So I think I'm done. Let's run this. Return statement, I missed the return statement. Yeah, I have to return this. Okay, so I have to give here a, right, not 0. The a to z array is storing a to z, right, but not a to z frequency. So what I am saying is, in 0th position it's storing the frequency of a, right. So if I had to frequency, you had to store the frequency of suppose d, I will store it in which index? D minus a, right? D minus a. If I had to store the frequency in frequency of a, I will store it in a minus a index. A minus a is 0. Okay. I have to store in b. I have to store frequency of b. I will store it in b minus a index. That is b minus a is 1 here. Okay. So to store the frequency of c, I will store it in c minus a index. So that's how it's going. So let's run this. I hope it will run now. Let's submit this. Okay, so you got it. Now let's see how it's working actually. See how it's working. Now see, here I had the array 1, 0 with a, 1 with I think, what was that? Let me see. B, D, C. Okay. B, D, C. Here was my A. Here was my E. Here was my D. Okay. 4, 5, 3, 6. 4, 5, 3, 6. There was 2. Right? Okay, so now see why we are doing post. So how we are doing post order here? See that all the works is done after the call. So all the works done after the call is actually the post order part. So this part is doing in post order, this part. Okay. So the function is calling here, it goes here. After that, it will return an array where at index d minus a, that is a, b, c, d, 0, 1, 2, 3. At index through it will be 1. So 0, 1, 2, 0, a, b, c, d. It will be like this. Okay. So this node will return this array. Right? This is for value 4. Now again the loop goes on. Again the loop works for this node, and this returns which array? Where 0, 0, 1, this returns this array. Now for this node, okay. So what happens for this node? for this node, the values are what? 4 and 5, right? For this node, the values, that is the children's of 1 is 4 and 5. So for 4, for first loop, it returns this array. So it has its own array, A to Z array. It has its own array. So what it actually do? It is returned here. The loop is working for this node. Okay, and this node has children's 4 and 5. For 4 it is working now, currently. So after getting this array, it will add all its elements, that is these elements, to its own array. So actually initially it was all 0, so actually here 1 will be placed only, nothing will happen other than this. Okay, so now the loop goes for 5. Here the loop goes for 5, the work is done. Now the loop goes for 5, and it gets this array from this node. So after the loop goes on for 5, so 5 returns this array. Okay, this array. Okay, so now I will add this array to this array, the array elements to these array elements. So here, as here is my one, so I am updating my A to Z array. Okay, so remember this, that updating my own array. I am updating my own array by adding my children's array elements to my elements corresponding to the same index. So here is 1 as here is 1, so here it will be 1. Okay, so see what happens actually. For this array, for this whole array, the work is not done yet. The loop will terminate because it has only 4 and 5 as children. The loop will terminate, it has some rest works. Okay, so the work is not done yet, but still what we show that frequency of D and C are 1, right? So in their corresponding indexes we got 1, right? So this is the magic of this. Okay, so we get our answer for this. Now what is the rest part doing? The rest part is actually incrementing the frequency of this level also. I got my children's data, I update myself by incrementing, adding the data elements, that's all right, but I have to increment my level also, right? My level is B here, right? I think B is my level, so I have to place 1 here also, right? Because I have an element also. So in this problem, subtree of a node includes it itself. Okay, so subtree of this node is this whole part, not only this part. Okay, so that is you have to remember. So while I am calculating for my subtree, I am checking my level, it's B, so I will update my B's frequency also. So up to here B's frequency is 0, but I am a B, I myself is a B, so I will update frequency of B here, right? So that is what it is doing. So my current is B now. So B minus A is this index. So in this index I will increment. So I am incrementing my array, and there is an array which will actually return. So there I am placing this thing. Okay. So one thing to notice, that while I was just going like this, for this node all this code will be executed, right? For this node, for every node this code will be executed. So after just the calls of recursion, it will reach here, the call will reach here, it will go like the post order. So it will reach here someday. So here actually what happens, in the actual array which I will return here, the current element, when the current element was 4, it actually place its frequency as 1. Okay, place its frequency as 1. It's my actual array. When the loop goes like this line will be executed somehow, right? This part will not be executed because these two nodes have no children, but this part of code will be executed, and in my actual array the frequency got updated. Okay, So that is this is my actual array, right? Here this array is not defined, it's defined in my main function, that is my previous function. So it's my actual array that I will return. So there this thing is updated. So here I got 1 for C, and for D I got 1. So for 1 6 also, for 1 6 also, this one is updated, right? This one is updated, but I will store this into my original array also. So here is also a 1. So, so this is my updated actual array up to this. Now go like this and this and this. It will similarly return this array 0 0 0, and the eth index it will be 1 and 0 other. Like so, after that, its original array was A to Z array where all the zeros. So I will add these elements to these elements. So it will be like 0 0 0. At each place it will be 1, other zeros. Now the loop goes like this. I got another array where 0 0 0 1. The thing is like this. In the place of D, Dth index it will be 1, right? So here is D. That's why. So I will again add these elements with these elements. So I will get a Dth index, I will get a 1. That's before the eth index, right? So for these two, I just got this updated array for this node, and I will update myself also. That is eighth index, which is what in here. At eighth index, I will update by 1. So this is the array I got up to this. This is the array I got up to this, right? So after getting this array, I will update this array. After getting this array, see, after completing one loop. So while completing one loop, I am doing the thing for myself also. I am not doing the thing after all the loops are covered. I am doing the work while actually going through the loop, right? So this is my array, A to Z array. So I am doing my work while going through the loop. So after reaching here, I will update my array, which is this. After reaching here, I will get this array. But when I reach here, it has only its own array, A to Z array, where all are zeros initially. So I will add this array to this array. This array is what? This array is for this part. Okay. So after reaching like here, this goes like this, goes like this. After reaching here, this array will be added to this array, and it will got updated by 0 1 1 1, right? After that, what will I do? After that, this array goes like this, and it will update itself by adding these things. Okay, by adding these things. So yeah, so then I will add this to this array, and I will got my final array where I will also update my labels frequency. Okay, so here will be a 2 and rest will be 1. Okay, that is how I am getting the answer. And yeah, one thing to notice here is that while going like this array returns what? 0 0 0 1 other zeros, right? But it also works something else also, which is this, like this is my actual array, which is named as ARR, and here I am storing my frequency of D in which place? In not the place of D. I am placing the frequency of D frequency of D in my actual array, not in dth index. I am storing it in the current element index, and my current element is 4. So I will store 4. So I will store 1 in 4th index. Okay, so 0th, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will store 1 here. Okay. So let me just do a small calculation of the whole part, doing a small little tree to understand the thing. Okay, so let me just do this part. So suppose this is my tree. So it has its own A to Z array, right, which is 0 0 0. It has its own A to Z array, which is 0 0 0. It had its own A to Z array, 0 0 0, and there is an actual array which will return of size 3. Here all are zeros initially. Now what happens is that you go like this, you reaches here. So I will update my levels frequency at this levels index, that is here. I will update it by 1, and I will return this to this node, that is right. For this node 0, there are 2 loops that is to be done. One is for 1a, another is for ba. So for 1a, it returns this array. So integer result is this array. So I will add this element to my array, that is I will add these elements to this array, and what will happen? Here will be 1. So after adding, I will get 1 here. And also in the current position, okay, so for this node, this part is not executed, right, because this has no child, right? So for this node, it will not be executed. So it will only increment its frequency, and also in the actual array, at the position of current is 1. At the position of current, it will update the value by this 1. I'm saying once again, the loop goes like this, it reaches here. So for this node, this part will not be executed, but because this has no children, this graph current has no children, this part will be executed. To execute this, I have to just update this at I have to update this array corresponding to this node at 8th index by 1, right, incrementing plus, that means by 1. And I will also at the position of current means this one. So it is 0th index, it is 1 index, 2 index. At position 1, I will update by this value, which is 1. I will return this. Now this node, for this node, the first loop is got executed, and to be executed, so while executing, actually this node is executing this part. So for this part, it done its part and it returns the array. So for this node, now think about this node, this part is executed. This part is executed means this loop is executed. There is another loop to go. So for first loop executed, that is this part is executed. These are the rest part. Here I am adding these elements to my this node A to Z array elements. So then I will get this array. After that, it will go like this. Then again this part will not be executed, as it has no children, right? So I'll update my frequency of A at 8th index. So here will be 1. I will update the frequency and update the frequency in my actual array also at which position? It's 2, okay, it's not B, it's 2, at the 2 position. So I'll update 1 here. Now I will return this element. So after returning this element means the loop got executed for second time and I get my integer result, which is this array. I will add this to my A to Z array. So this A to Z array is this A to Z array and this result array is this result array. Okay. So I'll update this and I will get 2 here. Okay. I am adding this, right? I will get 2 here. Now this 2 loop part is executed. So for this node, this part is executed. 2 loops are executed. This part is outside the loop. Okay. So this part is to be executed now. So here frequency of A is incremented in this answer array. So it will be updated by 3. And in the current position, that is at 0th position, right? So at 0th position, I will update this by this value, which is 3. So it will be updated by 3. Okay. So I got my answer as this. I will return this array. So now see how it's working. Here is 0A, here is 1A, here is 2A. So think about, suppose, okay, so let me do it here. So here's the thing, and here is my array 0 0 0 initially. So here up to here there is only 1A, right? So what I will do at position 1, the frequency of its level, that is A, is 1. There is only 1A. So I will push 1 here. Now for this thing up to 2A, up to this 2A, 2 is the node name and A is its level. Okay. So up to here is taking only this element itself. Okay. So here its frequency, its level's frequency is 1 also, right? So we'll place in the place of 2 1. Here is second position. So second position, this is 1. Now for this part up to this, there is 3A. So up to this, there is 3A. So up to this means so up to this, what the up to this means? It means actually it's subtree plus itself. Okay, it's subtree plus itself. That is up to this means. So it has two subtrees, 1A and this part. So they both are A. So frequency of A is A plus A, that is its subtree, plus itself, that is A. So frequency is 3. So here we got 3. Right? So this is actually the answer we got by our algorithm, which is 311. Now what it tells is that up to tooth position, up to node 2, I got only 1A. What is this A? This A is tooth node level, which is A. So its frequency is 1. Up to 1th node, I got only 1A. This A is 1th node level A. I got only 1A. And up to 0th node, the frequency of its level, that is A, is 3. Up to 0th node, the frequency of A is 3. So that is how we got the result, and this is how it's working. So I hope you like the video. If you like the video, then please share, like and subscribe. So see you in the next video.